See? Mm-hmm. Gonna let the people get up in here. I'm saying, check the connection. What up, though? You know what I'm saying? Make sure the lighting right. Might be a little too much light. Boom. Yeah. Microphone check. 1, 2. What is this? Gotta get the money. Gotta get the honey. You think that I'm not? That's funny. Yo. You call me Chotzilla. Illa, the Nuggerilla. Chocolate or vanilla. Make us a hee-hee like I was Michael Thriller. Nigga. Thought I wouldn't last. I've been quite tricky while they been quite trash. Yo, it's one of them today. It's one of them today. So first off, you know what I'm saying? Got to get a shout out to the sponsors. Me, itfactorfitnessfashon, Factor Filmworks. Y'all check out that new series, Too Ferocious, on Factor Filmworks on YouTube. If y'all want to check out my personal IG, of course, I am the It Factor. No, I_am_the_it Factor, because I am the It Factor. And Too Ferocious on It Factor Filmworks YouTube page. All right, so today's guest, oh man, we got it's one of my favorite people. I know I say that about everybody because they are my favorite people, but this one, man, this is a good one. So today's guest, we have Monica Blaire, singer, actress, web designer. She is a what you call the guys who do everything. It'll come to me. But yeah, just a good person, just real good. You know what I'm saying? Just human being. You know, very talented, very creative. So we're gonna get her up in here in just a minute. And also, guys, you know, I like to explain what I'm doing, what's going on here, whatnot. So, It Factor Fitnessfashon, or It Factor Certified, my bad. It Factor Certified is a marketing agency. Basically, I'm just marketing people, and by marketing them and making them, you know, known or getting them followers or putting them out there, I'm trying to get them with the It Factor Fitnessfashon. Also in my films, you know, I got a lot of other film projects I'm trying to do. Series that I'm doing. It's a marketing agency. So here we're doing different interviews with people that inspire me, that I like, you know, in all aspects of life, not just entertainment, but just aspects of life. People that I think have that it factor, you know, and people that I feel that need more exposure, you know. So I'm gonna do anything I can, do my part, play my part. And also just to create an ecosystem of just dope people, you know, have, you know, y'all network within yourselves or whatnot, you know. So, yeah, man, we gonna get into it. Let me go and send this invite out to this superstar. Let's see. Blaire. Just had you in here. Oh, that's hilarious. I can't. Hold up, y'all. Oh, there you go. Okay, I'm gonna see you invite now. Alright. Word up. Hey, Monica, you may have to send a request. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna send you an invite. See you get it. Yeah! Yeah, there she
Hi.
is. Yeah! Monica.
Hi.
Mm, 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 mm,
You know,
mm, mm.
I couldn't go live with you when it wasn't a complete turn up. Like
Right, where you at?
I
Where
have
you
to
at?
be on some complete turn up vibe.
Yeah, where are you? Where are you?
I'm actually at this spot in Detroit by the canals called Coriander, and they have
Uh,
amazing food. They have their own farm.
uh,
But tonight, Theo Parrish is actually spinning and doing his thing, and I told myself away from the dance floor because I had to have this conversation. But I gotta be honest, it was feeding me on a real level. So I was like, I can't leave. It's the juju right here. I'm not gonna go home and keep it clean. I'm just gonna,
yeah,
you
we could
know.
have rescheduled though. We didn't have to do it
Ain't
tonight.
no ain't no reschedule because this was happening. That's
Okay.
why we doing it like this because this
Hey,
was going on.
all
You
right.
smell me?
Hey,
Cause
I'm on
I
your
can hear
side.
you. You live and clear. You're looking fantastic.
You know how I do.
Know what you
Yeah, that Detroit swag, that Inkstown, that Inktown flavor. You know what I'm saying? You know. Yeah, man. But you gonna be able to talk though? You gonna be able to talk?
Yeah. I'm actually gonna move. I'm literally gonna move to a different spot. It's all good. Yeah. I'm gonna move to a different spot.
All
I'm
right.
gonna move where it's less talking, less music happening, so we can have like a real talk. But
Yeah.
yeah, I had to. You know, people be wanting to be in the quiet place. I wanna be in a
Hey,
quiet place. And you
hey,
know, life don't really be jamming like that. Sometimes you gotta just get it how you live, and that's to me that's the formula for artistry is getting it how you live. So
yeah. And the
yeah,
beautiful,
true artistry is that formula.
yeah. But the beautiful
Yeah.
part is that's just you. You know what I'm saying? So this probably gonna be one of the most unique, quote unquote, interviews I probably have. You know?
You know I'm random as hell. I don't know how to be normal.
Nah, that's the beauty of it. It ain't about being normal. It's about being you. You normal. If you normal to you, that's all that matters. You know what I'm
Full
saying?
facts. Full
Yeah.
facts.
Word
Full
up.
facts.
Hey,
Yeah,
so
I like the element of danger. Like, what's gonna happen? Cool. Maybe
yeah,
y'all be at the crib. Maybe y'all won't be.
right.
Maybe y'all be kicking it. Maybe there be some music blasting. Cause
Yeah.
I feel like people need to know, like, what your juju is. What's popping? What's going on? I'm definitely gonna get in some better light and be cute in 2 seconds.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
I needed to start it off that way, cause it's like, cats don't be knowing what be going down here.
Right. Nah, this is
Not for
story.
real.
This is story. So what else like they've been building around that area? You know it's been a minute since I've been there. Like that.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Say it again. I was getting a phone
No,
call.
I
What
was
you
just
say?
wondering like the downtown area has been a minute since I've been down there. What else they've been building down there that's kind of cool? Like you know what I'm saying? Do they got like open mics y'all could go to and perform and do showcases and stuff?
I mean, yes. I'm not downtown. I'm at a spot that's by the canals.
Ah,
So
okay.
I'm on the French side of town, which always makes me feel really good because my dad's side of the family is from New Orleans, so I feel very comfortable down here.
Okay.
You know, canals, boats, the whole thing. It's a whole different kind of juju. Yeah.
Well, yo, let's get into it then. Let's get the people what they want. You know what I'm
We
saying?
here,
Let's
we
learn
here,
about
we here,
Blaire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
we
So let's start
here,
in the
we
beginning.
here.
Yeah, so I know where you're from. Well, I think I know where you're from. But let's start about where you're from, where you started. You know what I'm saying, and take it from there.
Where I'm from, where I started. All right, we've gotten to the good part of the evening where I'm gonna get in the car and actually turn the light on and be a human.
Okay.
Hold on. My name is Monica Blaire, MonicABlaire, also known to those that love me as Blaire Monica. Um, I am from Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah. What I know. Yeah, I
313
rock the
Dirt
D
Dirt.
for you just for today. I got the black D for you just today. Just because you. You know what I'm saying?
Get
Yeah,
out!
yeah.
Go
Yeah. They
in!
don't know about that black D. You know what I'm
They
saying? Hitting with
don't
that
know.
black D. You know what I'm
They don't know that
saying?
part. No, see, look, we get live in the living color. I just have to
Yeah.
start things where I'm at because I feel like people don't be understanding how it really goes down. You know, Detroit is one of those cities where we invent things on the fly. You know, it happens how it happens. And I think that's why somebody like you Who shout out to you because you're from here. Can go to different. That's the reason why we can go to different places and do what we do is because there's a level of ingenuity from here that is just kind of outstanding. I mean, it's hard to even really process and kind of manifest like how we really just mix a lot of with some rice and make it do what it do as a Midwesterner.
But
so.
it's weird. I didn't really know that until I went outside the state and lived in other states because you don't know until you experience other people. And they like, dang, how you do that? Or why you do that? Or I ain't think to do that. Or, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'm like, how do y'all not see this? You know what I'm saying? But it's
You don't
like,
know it till you leave. You don't know it till you leave because, at the crib, everybody be like, oh, that's Blaire. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's Shaka. You know what I'm saying? Like, it be what it be. But leaving is really cool because we're able to kind of like process our greatness in a different way. And I say our because it's a collective greatness. I don't feel solely responsible for my success. I definitely feel that it is a divine thing, and the more obedient I am to divine intervention and divine understanding, the more successful I become. And that is also true of the other people that are in the same vein and space as me too. So, it ain't me. I mean, Detroit is the longitude and the latitude, and that's beautiful. But it's bigger than that. So.
yeah, but to your credit, it is you because there's a lot of people from where we grew up, you know what I'm saying? It ain't. And I mean, they know, we know, didn't have the drive or the discipline to, do what they needed to do to make it happen. Because we know all types of creative people. I grew up with all types of creative people, but to have that drive to take it to the next level and be disciplined and just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, harness your gifts. That's kind of hard to do because of the distraction and really just the environment. You know what I'm saying? When you just trying to live and eat every day, it's kind of hard to focus on your on your gifts, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's near here nor there, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, let's get back to, so you're from Detroit. What side of Detroit? West side, east side? And where did you go to school from, like elementary up to high school?
All sides. It's so funny because I claim East because that's most of where I kind of like found myself, but I grew up West to some degree. The reason I claim all sides is because I have lived in 30 plus places in Detroit. I moved around a lot as a kid because my mother is an artist and she's very creative. And so, if the light wasn't hidden and it wasn't popping the right way, she didn't want to be there.
Okay.
So, that part. And then, like, definitely grew up, like, had a bird side of that life too. Was born in Oak Park, technically. I don't think people really understand that or know that. And then, my dad pretty much lived in Oak Park and Southfield most of my life.
Okay.
My parents weren't together. So I'm kind of from all over. I'm a bit of a mutt. I'm kind of all over, but I technically claim East Side just because that's where I've spent the majority of my life, including my adult life. So.
Okay. Where you go to high school?
I went to Mercy High School. We are Mercy High School.
Yeah.
We're building tomorrow as we build today. Yeah, I'm there. I'm there. I'm there. I'm a Mercy Marlin. I was actually senior class president in 1990.
Really?
I'm not going to say what year. I was senior class president. Yeah.
You do like any sports or in the band, anything like that as well?
No, I just had a shining and winning personality and could sing really good.
Okay, so look, I'm glad you're talking transition into that. So how did you get into singing? When did you start saying like notice yourself just singing? You know what I'm saying? Or notice you could sing. Put it that way.
Let my mom tell it forever. Like as a baby, like pre-words, she was like, you were trying to make sounds, like you just connected with sound at a young age. Everybody mama be like, oh yeah, you dope. She been dope. She been dope since dope been dope. And the funny thing is, my mom is a completely creative individual and very talented. So if she says it happened, it probably did. So there's no diss there. It's just more so. I have
Done music my whole life. I don't remember a time when I wasn't doing it or wasn't, it was easier to express myself through song than it
Mm,
was as a person,
mm.
through language or whatever. And so that was kind of always what I did.
Okay. Now, when did you have the wherewithal to say, "Dang, I could really sing"? Like when all the little kids are cracking their voices and you know what I'm saying, messing up, you be like, "Oh, y'all sound terrible." You know what I'm saying? Like when was you like, "I could really sing"?
It's real funny because I don't know that I've ever really thought that.
Yeah.
Even right now, like it's not, no diss. It's just
Mm,
I don't know. Like it's weird for me. Like I don't connect for it in that way. In that way, I just be more so like, oh yeah, man. Like I'm doing some cool shit, and that's like what it is, and it feels good. So this is what I'm gonna do, and
yeah.
my family, especially my dad's side of the family, used to make me crack mad jokes. Like
Yeah.
who sings that song? Let's leave it that way. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because at this point in my life, I find myself being more of a comedian than anything else.
Mm,
Which is very odd and strange, but
yeah.
you know, um, music is just like who I am. It's like breathing. So it's like I don't even know that I process it as whether I do it good or bad. I just think it's something I'm capable of doing, and it's another language. It's like if I said I can speak French,
Hmm.
it's the same thing.
Right. So
Yeah.
who were some of your influences growing up, singing wise, as far as singing or music?
My dad has a mean ass record collection, and I listen to a lot of instrumental music. But I listen to a lot of Stevie Wonder. I listen to a lot of Shaka Khan.
Hmm.
Ray, my brother Ray showed up. Oh, look at him. Look at
Ray,
him.
what up, Toad?
Well
Ray.
done,
Ray
Ray.
Lavender in this mug. Ray, what up, brother? We got to get him up here. I'm gonna get him if he stay on. I'm gonna get you up here, Ray.
Yeah, you gotta come and talk. And we gotta talk about the dang thing, because we eventually gonna get to the part where we talk about the dang thing. We gotta talk about it. But
Right. Yeah.
um
Mm,
yeah, I mean Stevie Wonder, Shaka Khan, I listened to a lot of jazz growing up.
okay.
I listened to what my parents listened to, and for the most part, my mom really listened to a lot of Luther, a lot of Anita,
Mm,
um, and my dad listened to a lot of like 50s, 60s, 70s oldies.
okay.
So that's what I grew up on.
That's what's up. And that's how my father was too. Like he had a major collection and whatnot. So we used to still go in there, still his album sample, to scratch them all up and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Making music. So
Heck yeah,
yeah, that's that.
heck
So
yeah.
so like as far as like spots you would hit, because I know like when we was doing our thing, we'd be at the shelter, the hip hop shop, you know what I'm saying, trying to do showcases and stuff. Like what was your experience with that? As far as like doing things like that.
Well, my mom ended up teaching in Detroit public schools at Cass Tech. And so there were certain people that I met through her
Mm,
working at Cass Tech. So that was like a whole thing. And like these people are phenomenal artists in this now moment today, right?
yeah.
And then there was like a whole situation where I started dancing. A lot of how I assessed myself being on stage was very highly physical through dance.
Mm,
That was kind of one of the first places I asserted myself. It was not singing necessarily, even though singing was interspersed, because my godmother, who is now an ancestor, her name is Rathia Burns Kennerly.
okay.
And so she would bring me in. I would, she had a club called Orthea's Place. I would go. My mom would be like, "You got 2 hours," and she would be like, she would let me go,
Yeah.
see what was happening at the club, let me watch my godmother sing. I would be able to sing with my godmother. By the time I sang with my godmother, it was time. She packed me up in the car, and it was time to go home. But
Yeah.
my mom was not necessarily a stage mom.
Okay.
So she didn't do the like pushing me into whatever. It really was like just kind of allowing me to be passion driven about what it is I really want and what I'm really looking for. And, that was how that kind of came to be.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So, like when it came to like professionally, record labels, you know what I'm saying, making albums and things of that nature. Can you talk about your experience with that as far as like the industry, like your experiences in the industry?
So initially, I got my experience in the industry with a production company called Pajam. Shout
Okay.
out to Pajam. And this was kind of
Yeah.
beyond my godmother. My godmother had really kind of like given me this tutelage, kind of walked me up to the door. I started going to college at Wayne State for vocal music, which I got a scholarship in. Vocal music meant,
Good for you. Good for you.
yeah, vocal music meant that I didn't graduate. Ain't no good for me.
Nah,
But
it is that you got that you earned a scholarship and that you did go to college, so that is good for you.
I did. I went for 2 years. It was extremely challenging. I went, and when you go for vocal music, that means opera. You sing opera. That's what that means.
Okay.
That was very complex for me. That was not what I was into. That was not what I wanted to do. And so, through vicarious situations, I started making music with Pajam. And I was in several different group permutations with them. I wrote a lot of songs. My first placements are with Pajam. My first placement was a gospel rap.
Real gospel rap. You got to send me that. You know what I'm saying? I have to bump that. I have to bump that. You know what I'm saying?
My first placement was a gospel rap. So
Okay.
it was like a whole thing.
Yeah.
And that was what it was. And so that kind of changed the dynamic and scope. They had a lot of inroads in the industry and were doing a lot of things and working on a lot of projects. And so I was able to see a lot. Eventually, I got to the point where I was like, this is not what I want or what I need. The first label that I signed to was called Silent Riot Entertainment. That is right now based in Warren, Michigan.
Okay.
And that is what led to the first album being released, which was Portraits of Me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what was your experience with that? Pretty good, or or learning experience, or like how was that experience for you?
It was a lot of growth.
Okay.
It was a lot of growth. It was a lot of growth on all sides. I had a lot of growing to do.
Okay.
And that was fine. In retrospect, I understand it to be that. I don't really, place my fault or my dysfunction on anybody else because, I have an understanding that, there were things that I needed to learn. And if I was at that age and had made some different decisions, I would have done things a bit differently.
Okay.
Um, but overall, it was a good situation because I think everybody learned. And
Okay.
everybody walked away in their, early to late 20s having an understanding of saying like, I want this, but I don't want this. And so it was good because it kind of launched me off into this thing where I really started to dig deep for what it was that meant something to me creatively.
Gotcha. 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 Okay, so after that, that was your first, I guess, record deal or professional experience in the music industry.
Not my first, but my most involved.
Okay.
Because my first was really Pajam. I was with them like from the time I was like 19 to the time I was like 22-ish, 23. So that
Okay.
was like good. That was a good like 5 years that I was with them. So
Oh,
that was really my first, like that was my first foray into the industry for sure. And so, Silent Riot was like a great choice as an indie label, as folks who really believed in like what I was doing. And
yeah.
so it was huge for me.
Okay. Okay. So after that, where did you go?
I moved to Atlanta.
Yeah. 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 So around what time was this? Like what year we talking?
So a friend of mine, okay, so let me not fast forward over this because this is not something to fast forward over. I spent some significant time being Monica Blaire in Detroit and really building a name for myself in conjunction with Silent Riot, which was really profound. It was really cool. It was really dope. And we hit a certain sweet spot and made a real connection. And kind of every show you went to in Detroit was a Monica Blaire show. It was like it was like 2 or 3 people, like 5. It was a good 5 people. If you went to a show and it was a woman singing,
Yeah.
1 out of 5, it was gonna be me.
Oh,
And that happened, and that was really consistent, and it was great. And then a friend of mine, I had kind of gotten to a point where I was like, I kind of want to do this different. I kind of want to do some different stuff. How do we do this? And a friend of mine, shout out to Clifford, shout out to Cliff Red, from Inktown. He called me and said, "Hey, listen, I am doing a thing out here in Atlanta. I'm, helping, like, he was a production coordinator at the time."
okay.
And he was like, "Yo, they're auditioning for this play for Tyler Perry. You should come out for the audition." And I was like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah.
And I did.
Uh-huh.
And I think you know this part of the story because I got it.
Right. How was that experience for you? Was that the first time you did an audition like that, or have you been on other auditions before then?
Acting was like, okay, so I did a lot of acting as a kid. Like, as when I was a young kid, I did a lot of acting. And then, like, I got in this really weird space of, like, trying to find myself as an artist. So, like, portraying other roles and the whole thing was not appealing to me for a very long time.
Okay.
And then I had gotten to a point where I was like, I can learn a lot from this space because, like, I can get off into some stuff that, like, maybe personally I would be uncomfortable with or, like, whatever, which totally was the case with the role that I ended up
Yeah.
playing.
Oh.
But in that role, I was like, I love to make people laugh.
Yeah. And you good too. You actually good. So that's what I'm asking. Like, was that your first time like acting on that level or on that scale?
It was the first time me acting on that level for sure. But I had like made other attempts, like kind of here and there, but it was like really sporadic. But again, like, honestly, probably if it wasn't no funny shit, I probably wouldn't have landed that role.
Really? Oh man. Yeah, and why do you think that?
Well, only because I think I was at a point where I really wanted to like have a lot of freedom. And I'm a person who is like naturally silly, naturally funny, and I just like to laugh. Like in general, I'm an only child. Like I'll be watching a video and be laughing at the top of my lungs at something I just saw or something I just did. Like I'll be in the kitchen cooking and I'll do something and I will be like to myself with nobody around.
Right.
And so like it was organic to be a person who made other people laugh. And I didn't make that connection until that moment, to be very honest.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I initially auditioned for the Anita role in that play.
Okay.
Because that's what I was asked to audition for.
Yeah.
And I think I was like the second or third person. The first day we auditioned, this is like the first leg of the tour. The first day I auditioned, and they was like, "Nah, we're not ready to make a decision yet." So they, put me up in a hotel. My friend Cliff came and like ran lines with me, and I was like, "I'm so nervous. This is gonna be." He was like, "You just gotta go in there and be yourself. You good." And then the next day we went, and I was auditioning for Anita, and it wasn't hitting the way it was supposed to hit. And I could feel it. Everybody in the room could feel it. And Mr. Perry said, "Read for Jasmine." And I just kind of organically went into this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, okay, thank you." And then like an hour later, they brought us into a room. It was like, we like what you all did. And they did it for 2 plays at one time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So like after the play, I always want to ask you that. Have you done any auditioning or wanted to do any other acting outside of that on that level, like on a professional level?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I just think, again, acting is a very tender thing for me. I am always wanting to make sure there's some comedic aspect to what I'm doing, even if it has like a dramatic thing, because it's like, yo, I'm not, the hot girl thing and the whole thing. Like, we can do that. That's cool.
Yeah.
But, I like to play particular roles because they align with like kind of who I am.
That's
And
why
so, Like, I would love a role where somebody was like, I need you to be my shit talking little sister. You know what I'm saying? I love a role, you know. Those are the kind of things that really motivate me. And a lot of times it's familiar or it's funny. And it's interesting because that cast was very familial and it was very funny at the same time. And I was like the friend outside of the thing. It's like, you know, it's like, damn, where your family at? Like, why don't you go hang with them? Like, I definitely like felt some of that. But I think it was like, you know, that character in that space was like, nah, I want to be here with y'all because y'all definitely making much better decisions than my family making. So I want to, you know, that kind of thing. Right. But I think that's always the kind of character that I like to play, is the one that is familial, the one that is like, yo, we on some family thing, we on some family strides and vibes, even if, you know, people feel a way about, you know, what my character is saying or what I'm doing. So.
Well, yo, you was definitely dope at it. I was like, dang, you are a natural then, because if that's like, I'm saying, your first song, I'm like, she doing this a little too easy. Like, you was just too comfortable doing it. But I guess by you're a performer anyway, so you used to being on stage like that. Because, you know, I mean, theater is live. It's harder than being on film. You could cut, stop, whatever. So, you know,
it can be scary if you let it be. But for me, like, that improv and that being in a moment is like my favorite thing ever.
Okay.
Like, it's my favorite thing ever to be like, we're gonna make this up on the fly. We're gonna do what we doing. We're gonna figure it out. It's gonna be dope. You know, that's like and I create music in a lot of ways that way too, especially once I moved to Atlanta. So after that, I moved to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I worked in production for TP.
Okay.
And I did that for about 3.5 years. And then I cultivated this new way of me relating to music because I was no longer on Silent Riot.
Okay.
So it was definitely just kind of like a hiatus I needed a break from Detroit. I love y'all, Detroit. I really do, but I needed
Love y'all, Detroit. Love y'all, Detroit.
I needed a full break. I needed a full time out. Like, I just need to go somewhere else and see who I am, not in this context. Yeah, and that's what I did.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, it didn't sound bad to work for somebody who was projected to be a billionaire.
Word.
That didn't sound bad either, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's still gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And so what happened? Like, I mean, apparently you went back to Detroit. So what was that? How was that transition?
Brutal as fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I was ready to be back on stage. The universe was like, "Nah, you're not ready." You know, I have parents. I'm an only child.
Okay.
No, I didn't really. Detroit is a vortex, Nico.
Nico.
Please tell me, Brody, because it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Detroit is like a bad boyfriend who will just never go away. You like,
oh,
you
no,
mine.
Oh, no, it ain't like
you mine.
It ain't like that, you know?
Little bit.
Word up.
Little bit. I mean, once you learn how to, like, here's the thing. You don't have bad boyfriend issues once you learn how to set boundaries, right?
I mean, I wouldn't
So
know.
then it's fine.
Yeah.
But when you don't know, you just like, I keep loving you and loving you, and you keep disappearing. Like, what's going on? Why you not showing up? You know, it's a whole thing. And so it's like,
okay.
Yikes.
So you come back to Detroit.
Against my will and better judgment.
Okay. But I know, I mean, you obviously been doing pretty good. Because I remember when I came back, I saw you at your show. Now, I must say, at your show, I did see you in another light. Because I was used to the long dress, you know what I'm saying, church, Tyler Perry play, you know what I'm saying? But when I see your show, I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait, you came to the Hopcat show, didn't you?
It was like right after we finished the
okay. So let's talk about that. Number one, who in the long dress and doing? Because I was the hoochie mom in the show.
Yeah.
So let me be clear.
Oh no, you wasn't dancing like that though.
Everything was
dancing at this show. Come on now, don't act like I'm crazy now. You know what I'm saying? People that see your show know how you get down on your show, so don't be trying to act like that. You know what I'm saying? It's me. You know what I'm saying?
Rude.
But but it was so dope though, because I don't know, you remember I brought my father. You know what I'm saying?
You did. I remember that.
Yeah.
And we brought that Factor that too, for sure. Yeah.
I gotta thank you so much because he enjoyed the show so much and he didn't know how cool we were. So when you came over and showed him love like that, that just made his night. He was just like, oh, because he's a music man. You know what I'm saying? Like he's into music. Like he back in the old Motown stuff, whatever.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, stage is the one place that I feel super free.
Yeah. No, by the way, before you start, I loved it. So I'm not like saying anything negative at all.
No. I'm not saying you are. So my nerd girl is showing right now. I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
Let's just fully flex this. Let's flesh this all the way out.
Okay.
I'm a huge nerd. I love words. So I love like the written word. I love the word when it's sung. I love, I love words. Mm-hmm. My ability to be hypersexual on stage is literally just an outpouring of my passion for music. Yeah. It's not technically sexual.
No. I'm just saying.
No. I'm not. I'm saying that for me. I'm not saying it for you. I'm saying like in general, I think that sometimes people get the wrong idea about me. I think people potentially think it's one thing when it's actually another. I just give my all when I'm passionate. Yeah. And so people were just experiencing my passion. And it was very important to do it that way after having gone on tour in that context, because there was also a thing that I needed to reestablish with myself. Like, all right, you did this for somebody else. Now what you going to do for yourself? So that was a part of what was happening too. Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't even so much that it was just sexual. It's just like another side that I haven't seen of you. But it was dope though. Like it was unexpected, I guess I should say.
Yeah, and I think it can be very unassuming because I think in general I feel very much like girl next door. Cause I am. I'm kind of like, I be like, this my nigga, what up, nigga? Like I'm very much that person. And so sometimes when I switch into that other thing and then I'm locked in, people be like, oh shit, I didn't even know she could get down. Like it's never bad. It just be like, oh, I didn't even know she got down like this. Oh shit.
Yeah. Like, but it's also like shit, girl, if I knew him like now, it might have been a different reaction during this tour. It might have been a different tour if I knew he was dancing like that now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It might have been a different kind of tour, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm messing with you. I know. Yeah, man. But I really enjoyed myself. Like I said, I thank you so much for like coming over and like, you know what I'm saying, doing a meet and greet with my pops because he really loved that. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I'm such a goober. Like and I don't mean it like that's not like cool shit to do. I mean like I'm definitively the person that's like, oh my God, this is your kid, this is your pops, this is your like I like meeting the people who are connected to people that I care for, that I'm able to have really cool experiences with. And to be very honest, even though like I met you, like, you know, you were like in the second leg of the tour. And so it was like meeting you was crazy because it was like, oh shit, you from the D. Like that was a whole kind of different thing. And it was good because like I had my own level of discomfort, you know, for other reasons that had nothing to do with nothing. But it was like, I was like, Cat is from the D and he's super cool and I appreciate him. Yeah. And so like it was cool. Like honestly, it felt like being able to give that back. When I met your dad, I was like, oh man, he the truth. Oh my, you know, it was like a whole different, it was like, I felt honored to be able to do that.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I appreciate that, man. Yeah. So look, I know you was talking about producing. Let's talk about that. What you interested in when it comes to like producing or whatnot? What you want to get into?
Time out. If you're from Detroit, what you interested in and when it comes to producing?
I mean, like, far as films or music or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or both.
Well, hold on. The light went out. The light went out because the ancestors want me to say a thing, and I'm going to go ahead and say it when I turn this light on. It's 7 p.m. and I'm interested in making Detroit legacy music. Okay. Whatever that means. And I think we have a long history and a long legacy, and I think it's really profound. And I think we make classic, timeless music. And yes, I would love it to be in film. Yes, I would love it to be in album format. Yes, I'd love to produce other artists. Yes, I'm excited to produce my own things. Like, yes to all of the above.
Okay.
And so I'm not limiting myself in terms of like what type of music I can make and who can be involved in a part of that.
Okay. Okay.
And then this is a new space for me, and I'm honoring the fact that it's new.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, what's going on with this new album you was telling me about? What's going on with that?
So Mahogany Music, I don't know, I know lots of people are familiar with Kenny Dixon Jr., aka Moody Man. I have a new album out on Mahogany Music. It's called How to Dress Well in the Dark. It's been out since I believe the end of March.
Okay.
And it's pretty gritty. It's pretty raw. Like, it's probably the least happy you're ever gonna hear me.
But it's good. That's all right. Yay. Mary J. Blige, she made a whole career out of being unhappy. So as long as it's dope, it's all good.
It's so funny because it's like, I think from a career standpoint, it's very funny for me because it's like, I feel like when people see me unhappy, like they get discombobulated, like they like melt down. They don't know. they don't know how to feel. Yeah. And so it's really interesting because, I'm always kind of like funny with it in like the whole thing. And so there's some jokes in there. There's some other things in there, because my sadness doesn't come with this like it doesn't come with complete heaviness because I'm always like laughing my way kind of through whatever's happening. And it's called How to Dress Well in the Dark because it literally was me coming out of a dark period in my life where I really was just processing what was happening. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? How do this shit work? I don't understand. It's a new level of adulthood that I don't know what's going on. And I just need to just kind of actualize some things and be like, yo, this is where I'm at. It's very, very vulnerable is what I will say. It's kind of completely vulnerable.
Okay. Is it just you or you got any features on it?
It's just me, but the production features are pretty strong. So like Nick Speed is on there. Nick Speed is on there.
Shout out Nick Speed.
Huh?
I was getting a shout out to Nick.
Oh, shout out to Nick Speed.
Nick Speed.
DJ Dez is on there.
Shout out DJ Dez.
Yeah. And then like, Kenny did a really good job of like curating the other folks that are on the album, and he also did like some remixes and stuff like that. Kenny is really cool because he is very much hands off with artists. Like, he understands like, yo, we doing what we doing, it's cool. And he trusts you. If he pulls you in, he trusts you. Okay. And so like, he really trusted me sonically to kind of like make what I wanted to make, and it happened that way. And it was masterful. It was dope. It was very good because the album really bridges the gap between me talking about like how I ended up at home, like the whole thing. And it's really interesting because 14KT and I, shout out to 14KT, we've been making an album starting in 2016. And I actually finished that album. The album that's out now, I finished in 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Damn. Start to finish.
It was only like 1 or 2 or 3 takes.
Really?
Shout out to like Wit, shout out to Wit because Wit was like, yeah, we doing what we doing and we doing it this way. So like, yeah, but yeah. So it was like 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then the album that I made with 14KT was really interesting because it's not out yet, but it's called Practice, Practice, Practice.
Okay.
But it's interesting because I made that over 7 years, but it's actually the next album in the series.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So like, this one was called How to Dress Well in the Dark. So it really was like that place. But then, this other one is like, okay, what happens when you decide you're going to collect yourself and like really make some real decisions about how this all hits and how this all comes together.
Okay. So what y'all doing with it? I mean, y'all promoting yourselves as independent? You gonna try to?
Everything I've done has been independent. So Mahogany Music is an independent music label based in Detroit. 14KT has 14 Karat Gold. Currently, I believe they're he's doing an album with Roast Spit.
Okay.
Which he manifests and does, and that's his own thing. So like, yes. I mean, I prefer to work with people who are independent because that's what works for me. Because they allow me freedom to be myself, and I'm not necessarily having to fit in any box. You know, it's one thing if I sell songs to other people that are pop records or whatever, that's cool, but that's not what this is about for me.
Gotcha. So where can we find it, or is it out yet? Like,
it's out. It's on all streamers. So it's How to Dress Well in the Dark, and it's Monica Blaire as MB the Light. So I did it like it was a movie, like Monica Blaire as MB the Light, and it's out on all streamers right now. You can listen to it asaptually. The vinyl will be out very soon. I'm really excited about that because it's like hearing it on wax is like gonna be. It's funny because I got a white label, which is basically like the test print of the record, and I never listened to it because in that process I was transitioning, I was moving, and then like I gave up my old record player because it was kind of like shoddy, and then like I got like a high level record player and the whole shit, but I ain't got no needles, so I still haven't heard it. Yeah. So it's like you know what I'm saying, hood shit 101. Like right. I got a record player, but I ain't got no needle. Like what type of time are we on, bro? Yeah. So you know, I'm excited, you know, for it to be coming together. Like just it's I have never had music on vinyl, and so this is huge for me.
Well, I'm excited for you. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? You'll be rocking that during my workout tomorrow. So I'm gonna play your album during my workout tomorrow.
It's super slow. You gotta get the Out the Frame. Out the Frame gonna be the one that you need to put in your playlist. Yeah. Because Out the Frame is like it's got a certain pace. Like the rest of it is a bit contemplative. Yeah. But Out the Frame is like on something. I ain't gonna do it with you. Looking in my head, then I get the feel. Okay. It's not like, you know, it's like a pre-warm up type situation. Yeah. So you gotta do that. Yeah.
Yep. So look, ask all my music friends this or whatnot. Who I gotta do to use y'all music in my like projects or whatnot? How do I make that happen? And how much y'all gonna charge me to do it? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I like percentage.
Is that a discussion we need to talk about offline? Do we need to
That's not we need to talk about offline, but I will say this.
Okay.
For my real friends.
Yeah.
What I like to do is I like to do a percentage on the back end. Cause it's like I like to invest in the fact that you dope and I'm dope.
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah,
that's how I like to.
Yeah, because what I tell people is like in my scene, like music inspires my films. You know what I'm saying? Because I started off in music. I don't know if you know, like
we talked about this.
Yeah. So I'm inspired by music. You know, when I write a scene or whatever, I'm listening to music. Or when I hear a song, I could see a scene in my mind. So when I listen to people like yourself, it's like I already see like scenes. Like that's why I was talking about a music video during our phone conversation. Like that's why I'm so good at music videos, because I'm a visualist. I can visualize certain stuff when I hear it. So, and to promote y'all, like I wanted to promote people that I know, music that I know, not only from Detroit, but like Atlanta, New York, but people that I know. You know what I'm saying? That's in my
that you really jam with, that you really enjoy, like what they're doing. And I'm the same way. Like I have a curated ear. And so I like to hear certain things. I like to see certain things. I like to have certain interactions with, like, you know, like that's what happens. Like when you get real grown, you curate your life. You be like, this makes me happy. I like doing it. Look, perfect example was today. I started this video out like I'm at where I'm at, getting my happy, because I don't know when else I'm gonna do this because I work a whole lot. Right. So I came out the house. You gonna hear it in the background. Cool. I will walk to my car and make sure the lights are on so we can have a conversation. Because I don't think we talk enough about that. Yeah. So like, thank you for even bringing that up, because that's like real. Like you always want to connect with. You know, my biggest fantasy and my biggest dream is to constantly, every time I turn around, be working with my friends. That's it.
Yeah, that's dope.
Because that brings you joy.
Yeah.
With your friends, you like, yo.
Yeah. And it's not even work. It's almost like a certain energy or spiritual energy, you know what I'm saying, that you get, and you feel good. You re-energize, you know what I'm saying? You getting positive energy and re-energizing yourself just by being around these people. And you creating too. That's like some spiritual, you know what I'm saying, other level type dimension.
It's like,
yeah. And then and for the world to see what y'all created and put out there, and for other people to feel it, that's really, to me, the ultimate you know what I'm saying, gold right there. You know what I'm saying? And then for generationals, like our kids gonna see it, their kids gonna see it. It's certain traditions they gonna have. Our kids gonna hang with you know what I'm saying? So it's like family, and we making money, and we just living life. You know what I'm saying? Doing what we want to do. So
that's the
you
way
know,
to be. It's just got to be on the right vibration. Like that's, you know, energy is everything. And like, you know, I have tried to deal with juju that don't jam with me, and it has, like a donkey, kicked me in the face every time. And
yeah.
so I just don't do that no more.
Yeah. And granted, the process is a little slow. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I could have went the whole. I had agents and could have done the Hollywood route and all that or whatever. But once again,
What's the
that's
what's the
there.
what's the quote? What's the quote? If you want to get there fast, go alone.
Mm.
If you want to get there, some
Wait,
like with other people, I don't know, but
I,
like yeah.
yeah, you know I hood nigga. But what I'm just saying, I feel what you're saying though. You know what I'm
Damn
saying?
right, damn right, yeah.
But nah, that's basically about it. We talked about it, just having like, and then it filters out certain people too. It's like, listen, this is what we about. These are the credentials and requirements. If you ain't feeling it, just stay over there. We good. We don't need y'all over here. You know what I'm saying? We having a good time over here with the people we enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all more than welcome. But if you don't fit in, you don't fit in. There's no, you know what I'm saying? No sweat off our back. No, you know what I'm saying? You go your way. We good over here. You know. And what I was gonna say is that in Hollywood, that's their system, so I can't complain about the system that they built. So it's like shit, we got to create our own system, and then we ain't got to worry about none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Yeah, it be what it be, and it be on what it be on. And the thing is like I have never proposed or presented myself other than myself.
Mm.
Even when I was younger, and maybe I didn't know what it was, but I was always in alignment with who I was.
Mm.
And the thing that I find at this point in my life is that the level of respect that I'm able to receive from people who have seen me grow and seen me, you know, be at my greatest and maybe not be at my greatest and maybe be somewhere in between. I have a lot of respect for it. The idea that they've wanted to be family or wanted to be in kinship and in friendship and in creation with me during that whole time. And maybe people have thought it was something different. You know, I don't really know. You know, I don't do a whole lot of chasing because
Mm.
I'm an only kid. So I'd be like, yo, I'm just over here, you know what I'm saying? Doing my own thing. And so the people that I can still call friends or that I can still talk to or I can still connect with and be like, yo, we on what we on. And a lot of it is like, you know, it's like we don't even know it's some like D shit until you be like, yo, you know, so and so, and like, yo, you know, such and such, and yo,
Yeah.
you know, it's like
Right.
when it's like that, it's, you know, it's a fire. It's
Mm.
something, it's a fire just that, you know, turns into something else. I was actually talking to my homies today about like something that's you know, that's a little separate from necessarily this aspect of it, but I was just like, yo, like we gotta come together and do a thing. And it's like, yo, y'all get my jokes. Like, y'all, people always be like, your sense of humor is so harsh. I'm like, bro, do you know how ragged I used to get on like in my own family? But like, yo, like
Right.
toughen up.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and so
But it's an audience for
it's that.
everybody. It's like, so you got an audience. And I didn't mean to
Oh, for
cut
sure.
you off, but what I wanted to know is like what you want to do. I mean, as far as like, I know you want to do comedy or whatnot, but what you thinking like films, a series, or theater? Like, what are you thinking?
Right now, I'm writing a sitcom about my life.
Okay.
Mainly about like my major challenges, and then like it also is like about my life. And I'm also working on a stand-up that is like music related as well. And then there are some other projects that kind of like go beyond that. I'm sorry, I keep looking to the left. The police are literally circling like where I'm at, and so it's like part of me is keeping an eye out and be
Uh,
this some Detroit girl shit. So I'm
right.
sitting in the car and I'm sitting here like, okay, where y'all at? Who that is? What that is? So like I'm paying full attention, but at the same time I'm like kind of clocking what's
Nah,
going on the street because
yeah, I get it. No, you're free.
I don't play
Yeah. Nah,
that. Yeah. But I just want it to be vast. Like, I want a creative empire that actually is representative of me. I think I have a unique voice, and I think I have, and I don't mean unique in a way of like different than everybody else, more so than like, I think that some of what I've gone through and the way that it has all come together is relatable when it comes to me.
Okay.
And so, and it maybe is something that I don't know that I've seen represented in a comedic and or a television and film space. Are they talking about women who are built like me? Sometimes. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good, but again, it's, you know, I don't know that I've seen a lot of main characters that are like me, and the funny thing is I know a lot of women like that.
Yeah. So you definitely have an audience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
Word
it's
up.
that.
Okay. That's what's up. So what else? I only got an hour. I think it was gonna end in like 7 minutes, whether we like it or not. So you know what I'm saying? That's this Instagram thing. I'll probably end up doing YouTube because it'll let you go longer. You know what I'm
I
saying?
was gonna say, where's the YouTube show? Where's the
Oh,
stream?
yeah, no, I'm putting this up on YouTube. So with Instagram, they go so long, the files be so large, it's hard to download this video to my phone. So
Ooh, I got you.
third party plug-in to snatch it and just edit it. It's crazy. So what I'm doing, so this isn't going to be edited. You know what I'm saying? This is going up straight up as it is until I figure out how to edit it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
But so much other
I
stuff.
saw the one you did with Nico, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I have a video with Nico too. I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh, yeah, I love Nico, man. I love
How you
all.
do not?
Yeah, she told me y'all was just together, right before we did the interview. She said y'all was just, she talked to you or something like that, you know.
Well, you know, all of this is thanks to her. I ain't really gonna show this real good because it ain't really the way it need to be, and I ain't gonna be representing her work in a bad way. But yeah, no.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. How you and Nico ever did anything together?
Ask Nico.
Ah, y'all on that, boy. I swear, between you, Nico, and Nation, boy, y'all the most like. I can't ask y'all straight up questions. As always, I gotta do this and do that and go through this and figure this out. Like, damn, why can't y'all just give a straight yes or no? Did y'all do something?
There's some things that we worked on, and definitely we like are, you know, I know that Nico is like, you know, she's on hiatus technically, so like, you know, I have full respect for that. I'm not, you know,
back though. She ready to come back.
yeah,
So.
yeah, she ready, and you know, like when it's time, it'll do what it's supposed to do. I've definitely, you know, I've done a couple things for her too, just that were kind of related to something else, but you know,
I'm gonna put it out there right now. And y'all can do this whenever y'all want to. I know y'all artists and I respect y'all as artists. But y'all my favorite people in Detroit and some of the most talented people I know in Detroit. I need a track with you, Nico, and Seventh Nation. You know what I'm saying? I need that.
I think that is all very possible.
And I need
It
that.
might already exist and we just haven't processed it.
Really? Probably. Knowing y'all, probably. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So look, we got 5 minutes. Anything you want to promote or, you know what I'm saying, go over before, or let the people know before we end it?
My thing is stay tuned. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh.
It's the beginning. This the very first beginning. That's all I got. That's
all right.
like, I never thought at this point in my life I'd be like, oh, you know, like this is some whole new, but it is. And so
Yeah.
people should stay what they really want to see. Everything else was just, you know, that's the aftermath.
Yeah, man. And one more time before we leave, where can they find your stuff and all your social media and where they can follow you and all that good stuff?
So I'm Monica Blaire, also known as MB The Light. So you can find me, Monica Blaire, MonicABlaire. Or you can find me as MB The Light, MBTHELIGHT. If you put it in Google, if you put it in whatever socials, either of those will pop up and you'll see what you need to see. I think right now everything is like a cartoon face of me.
Yeah, I saw that.
Shout out to Mario Butterfield.
Okay. All right.
For making it go. Yeah.
Oh, that's who drew it. Oh.
Yeah. That's who sorry. He's had so many names, but Mario does all the graphics. He does all the graphics of your favorite hip hop artist from Detroit. Most of what he does has been with like hip hop cats, but every once in a while he graces us singers and songwriters with some.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gonna let the people get up in